Far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
The audio's recording, right? Yes, the thing is moving. Good. He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find six of the others already there.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of the door number 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well...
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there.
What about the others?
What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here.
Well,
right?
why wouldn't the person... Why wouldn't they say that they had found them? There doesn't seem to be much logical reason to do that.
Correct.
None.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see.
Why are you getting so emotional over this? I get, defending your brother and all, but like, it seems a reasonable thing for them to think.
So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
What's going on here? Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
What the fuck was that all about? The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No, we're not leaving 2 people behind. We should go look for them.
Oh, man. This ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Look, I understand the frustration, but that's dreadfully unproductive.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon only 2 of them were left. Those 2 were Jumpy and June, who had been a few steps behind
All
the
right.
others.
We should go too.
Yes, let's go. But where should we start?
Let's see.
Good question. I'm feeling the first class cabin.
Oh, what about the first class cabin on B deck?
Okay, let's go, Jumpy.
They took off up the stairs at a run. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Well, I mean, we gotta talk to
Are
her.
you alright?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to be very close to.
Alone,
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
alone.
Hmm?
I said leave me alone!
Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off!
Okay.
Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Junpei was taken aback. Such anger and hate. June's eyes had gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Did you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
Alright. Let's go, June.
Yeah.
They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Let's try the casino.
How about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
They turned and headed off down the hallway to their right and at a jog. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Well, I mean, there's no reason not to, but I suspect this is gonna be kinda cringe.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1. But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8, the digital root of 26...
Ba 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 ba.
Wait
But-
a minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
1
Yeah.
plus 2 plus 3, and 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
She doesn't care, and she's saying she'd kill 4 people.
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we?
Okay.
Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Sure, that's a pretty tight justification there. Nice, nice, nice.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
Well, like, you're conniving right in front of my face. Yeah, you know? It's not a very trustworthy thing to have said.
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
This girl, oh my god, Jesus Christ, okay.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
And, you know, just like, you don't know what's on the other side of those doors. We might need to go through more doors, you know? Like...
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Notice scratched the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said. Nor did she seem particularly surprised.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but... how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that?
Well, is there not a way to get 9 with more than one group of people? Because, like, well, I guess the thing probably changes to occupied, though, doesn't it? So you probably can't open the door after it's been opened once.
That's just...
Lotus's forehead furrowed.
You think I could have a moment alone? There are some things I need to think about.
Junpei and June turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I would say it's productive in that we now know Lotus is in fact a conniving bitch. So, Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
let's just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yes, we can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
All right. Where should we go?
There doesn't seem to be much point to going back to the hospital until we've
Let's go
checked
back
everywhere
downstairs
else.
and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Let's go to Ace.
Let's go.
With June now in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
Jin's face looked kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? The question seemed somehow odd to Junpei. Well, they looked nothing alike, for one thing, you know. That seems like a reasonable starting point.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Something wasn't quite right about that response. Now that you mention it, like, yeah, you didn't notice? Like, something about that just wasn't quite right.
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another.
You're not wrong. I don't exactly look like my siblings, but, but like, we don't have, one of us doesn't have pink hair, you know?
It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible.
That was just a bit of a weird interaction, wasn't it? But I mean, like, what could that realistically have also meant? Like...
The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
I mean... Like, it didn't seem right, but what could it have meant, really? I don't know. There's no point speculating on, like, no information. Junpei did his best to clear his mind.
All right. Where should we go next?
Oh, I guess back to the hospital.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
Even though that's where we started, but you know.
Hey, wait. That's...
On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. The audio is still recording, right? Yes, the sound wave is moving. Let's talk to him. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Well, yeah, that's obviously a novelty, but how on earth are we going to prove who did it one way or the other? It's not like we've got fingerprint powder on us.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
There's literally no way for us to know. What are you gonna find on the red?
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
There's, like, literally no way to know. Like, it's all idle speculation. So, like, I'm going to say Zero, but not because I think Zero walked in off stage and put them back in. Because I don't see why he would do that. Why wouldn't they just be in there to start with? But I'm going to say Zero because just based on how death games usually go, Zero's just probably one of them. Right? Like, one of the 8 people still alive just probably is Zero. You know, these death game people, they like being involved in the game to some extent, you know?
I think it was probably Zero.
Why?
Isn't that obvious? He's the guy who set this whole thing up.
You don't think that should mean the opposite? Seems to me like that means he didn't do it. I mean, who do you think took that stuff out in the first place?
Probably Zero.
Yeah, exactly. Then why the hell would he put him back in after he'd taken them out himself?
Great question. I have no idea, but I don't see why any of us would take it out either. It just seems like neither really makes sense, but Zero makes more sense than any of us. And Zero is probably one of us.
It just doesn't make sense. Why do all that work?
Why would one of the fucking people in the game take them out? We need to get out to live.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So, what happened then? Who put that stuff back in the Reds?
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We have a winner.
Alright, who, smart guy? Like, what? Alright. It means it has to be one of the people involved. Exactly. You're right, you know? You're absolutely right.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah.
But, like, Santa, please have a moment of introspection. If Zero has no reason to have done this, why do any of the people involved in the game have a reason to do it?
But why?
No idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Amazing. So you admit that you have no idea why they would do it. So why exactly is Zero ruled out, even though the same situation? We have no idea why they would do it.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting suspicious of you right now.
Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. I don't know. That all seemed pretty ridiculous to me. Nothing about that exchange was particularly intelligent. From either side. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
Junpei and Jun looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? I mean, we've gone everywhere. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lotus looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
We can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. So we need to think about that. So we've got... So what's everybody... What are the digital routes we can get? We've got... We're missing 9 and 2. This is a lot of math. This is more math than I am prepared to do right now. I'm just going to assume you are correct. It wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way the numbers worked out. If one group was 4, the other would always have a digital route that didn't match a door. When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then... you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I mean, if that's how the math works out, there's really no choice.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you two.
Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get one more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Hey, Clover.
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
Now, I would appreciate if you didn't emotionally manipulate the vulnerable girl to get her to say what you want her to say. You are correct without doing that. You don't need to also do this. Because you have no idea. Like, you don't know that. Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together, okay?
Oh my god.
If we sacrifice one person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Oh! Look, you're right that logically we have to leave someone behind. Not that I've done the math to double check. I'm just assuming it's correct because surely someone would point it out otherwise. But you do not need to emotionally manipulate this woman. Why? Why do that?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
If we get to vote on who we leave behind, I'm voting for Lotus. Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote too.
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to him. He didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
But I want to vote for Lotus.
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook, and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me.
You have no way of knowing that's true.
Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. 7 tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship was screaming. Would it really hold until the time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa?
I have to find my brother.
Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake, because they are.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Then it happened. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something.
She shook him, frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
It was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Sopril Beta. I'm guessing just based on the name, this is a sleeping agent.
Sopril Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
I don't know, it's kind of implied you use the whole fucking bottle at once.
Anesthetic.
I found it earlier, while we were searching the hospital rooms. I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am. Very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying. Drying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was still alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was in fact still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace off the floor and laid him onto the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with a hand in the cookie jar.
Me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
She shot him a glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
Alright, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last, Junpei's mind was already made up. Let's do 7.
I think I'm gonna go with door 7.
Okay, 7 it is.
Yeah.
Alright then. That means June's gotta go through 8.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to explain.
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
Plan B.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Plan C.
Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked over at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no! You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials we were preparing to face. But he knew if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Well, there's no way to know. She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again.
Oh, whoops. June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
He stretched and continued.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 8 and Clover can take 7. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
It was more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
I mostly picked 7 just because I kind of wanted to stay with 7. At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Clover, 7, and Junpei walked towards door 7. Santa, Lotus, and June headed for door 8. So far, 7's my favorite character. He just seems like a normal guy for the most part, discounting that one Lotus incident. But it's alright, in hindsight, it turned out they were completely correct, so... For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. 7 took a deep breath.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
It's open.
A narrow hallway stretched out before them. Seven and Clover leapt through the door.
Let's do this!
Hurry!
The moment they did, their bracelets beeped. The detonators in the bracelets had been activated. Junpei stepped forward to follow them. But as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. He looked to his right, toward door 8. Jun stood there, a mirror image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him. Their eyes met. They nodded.
June.
Jumpy.
Their farewell took almost 1.5 seconds.
What the hell are you doing, Junpei?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Real, very real response. He heard the sound of the numbered door slam shut behind him. His bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
Only 81 seconds left! No time to waste, guys! Let's get moving!
Seven led the way down the hall. Junpei and Clover followed him as fast as they could. After what seemed like far more than 81 seconds, they reached the end of the hall.
Look! The door on the left! I can see the dead!
There was no time to rest or catch their breath. All three slammed their hands in quick succession over the scanner panel on the dead. Still trying to catch his breath, Seven leaned heavily against the wall.
It stopped. It stopped.
His smile seemed forced and a little crooked.
This is the second time we've gone through one of these numbered doors, but... whew, you never really get used to it.
He stood up straight, no longer out of breath, and wiped some of the sweat from his head and neck. Clover smirked at him.
I would have thought a guy your size would have bigger balls than that.
Damn. Holy shit.
What? What the hell did you just say? Say it again! I dare you!
You have no...
You little... You wanna die?
I'd like to see you try.
You fucking brat! Alright, let's go!
Oh my fucking god.
Hey, calm down, guys. This isn't the time for this.
Yeah, this is cringe. Please stop.
It's not gonna do us any good.
Junpei sighed. Sometimes he wondered if the doors and the puzzles were really the greatest challenge they
Wait
faced.
here for a minute, alright? I'm gonna go see if there are any other doors.
They didn't respond, but Junpei wasn't in the mood for a conversation anyway.
We just came through this door. And of course it's shut tight.
Yeah.
There's a short hallway on the left here. And an iron wall. I doubt I can get through it.
At last, he gave up and returned to Seven, who was tapping lightly on the wooden door.
This door's the only option we've got, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
Hey, something's written on the door. On that iron plate.
It says operating room. If this thing's telling the truth, there could be body parts inside here.
Well, this is probably not going to be pleasant.
Wouldn't you expect to find those in the morgue? Something about it made Junpei feel nervous.
Well, there's no point to standing around. Might as well go in and see what's waiting for us.
Seven grabbed the brass knob and slowly opened the door. The creak of the hinge sounded like the groan of an old woman.
What's wrong?
No, it's nothing.
A chill snaked its way down Junpei's spine.
Let's just go.
Quickly, he gathered what courage he could and took the first step into the room. Seven followed, with Clover right behind him.
Huh?
Part of the room just past the door was obscured by a screen.
What the hell is this?
What do you mean? That's where the operating table is.
Why don't we take a look?
Hey, Clover!
Clover's curiosity got the better of her, and she darted past Junpei to peer around the screen. Her scream nearly blew out Junpei's eardrums.
Clover!
He and Seven ran toward Clover to see what had frightened
Hey,
her.
what's wrong?
They rounded the screen, and the cause of her outburst was immediately clear.
What the hell is this?
It's called a mannequin.
Is this a corpse?
No, it's got ball joints. It's very visibly a mannequin. It was something that looked kind of like a human lying across some sort of bed. No, not a bed. An operating table. The table sat on a rusty steel lift, and a cluster of bright operating lights shone down on it from the ceiling.
We should probably take a closer look.
Yeah.
Slowly, they approached. As they got closer to the body, it became clear that it wasn't a body at all.
This is...
What the hell? That's just a huge doll or something.
Yes, it was obviously that.
Doll?
Clover did not look terribly comforted. Also, for free. Clover did not look terribly comforted. Slowly, she approached the operating table and looked as intently as possible, from as far away as possible, at the thing. Junpei could see her relax.
You're right. It's only a doll. Man, it really scared me.
She heaved a heavy sigh of relief and wiped a few drops of sweat from her forehead. Seven smirked.
Well, I guess it would have been weird if you actually had any balls.
Shut it! Don't you start with me, fatty.
Yo, whoa, hold on. There's no reason to make, like, actual attacks on people like that. You know, calling somebody no balls is one thing, but fat? That's a different thing entirely.
Oh, what's this? You want a piece of me, short stuff?
Yeah, bring it on, you whale!
Oh my...
Hey, guys, not again, okay?
Can y'all...
Seriously, knock it off.
Can y'all, like, fucking get it together? Jesus Christ. God damn. Also remember to stay hydrated.
Jeez. Anyway, looks like he's got something the two of you could stand to have a little more of. I'm talking about a heart.
Yes, Junpei. We understood.
Oh, this? You mean on his chest?
Yeah.
It was set a little higher than normal for a human body, but from the shape of the organ there could be no doubt it was a heart.
Why would there be a heart in a doll?
I don't think it's a doll.
You think maybe it's like a medical mannequin or something?
Or maybe it's got more personal uses?
Shut up. Seven's grin was more than a little perverted. Clover glared at him.
Anyway, how about we take a look around this place? Let's go.
Okay.
Sure thing.
Alrighty. It's puzzle time. Finally, the good stuff. Enough of this melodrama. So, these dolls are really kind of creepy, you know. Hey, it says something here. John? You think that's this doll's name? Maybe? This thing is creepy. I wonder why it's on the bed. That's the thing, that's the puzzling part. Hey, I wonder what this thing is. It says kg on the display. Kilograms? Okay. You think maybe it's a scale? Yeah, that seems likely. An operating table. Do you think old operating tables looked like this? I have no idea. Yeah? A white cloth. Great. No interest in what's under it, huh? So these stick out. Torture forceps. Cool. Anything else? A bunch of surgical tools. None of it's interesting, huh? I better not be expected to pixel hunt something on this. What's this thing? It's got these short iron legs. Maybe it's a heater. There's nothing inside it, okay? Well, I see. Another medical mannequin? From the looks of it, this one's a chick. She has a name, too. Lucy. Poor thing. Looks like Miss Lucy only has a head and a left arm. Maybe we're supposed to gather all her parts? What's the thing say? Some sort of device attached to the table. It says kg. Is this a scale? Yeah? Alright. Well, fake chest. Cool. We gotta find another heart, it looks like. Maybe you're supposed to heat something like that gauze to kill the bacteria? There's a boiling thingy over there. There's nothing on the lid or in the drawers. The drawer's empty. Yeah, nothing there. There's a whole bunch of bottles on the shelves. They all look like medicine. They've got labels, but they're all big medical words I don't understand. And the others? A lot of different kinds of medication. It's hard to tell them apart. Other side? Alright. Anything? Okay, here too. Okay, that stands out. Scalpel. None of this other stuff looks useful. Yeah, it's all pretty rusty. Hello there. A medical mannequin with its guts showing. Ew. Gross. Hey, Junpei. There's a slit in this thing's chest. There sure is. There's something in there. Maybe we can get it out. Grunt. Damn it. Stick it. Stinking thing won't budge. It's stuck. Well, I guess you can't use force on this one then. We need something that's small that can fit into that hole. Will the force-ups work? Pog. Let's go. Are we meant to combine that with the fake chest? No. Alright. That's this room for now. It's locked. We could probably find the key if we just look more. Let's look somewhere else. Other side. Looks like it's locked. Guess we're gonna need a key for this one. This is the one we came through. Where are you going? That's the door we came through. Yeah. Okay. Apparently his name is John. Yeah. So... Slam that down. This bed doesn't look very comfortable. Okay, click on her. Regather all her body parts. Yeah, I'm like trying to put the chest here, but I guess that's not allowed. Fake organ. Alright. Well, I mean, combined with scalpel. Let's try cutting this organ with a scalpel. Okay. Organ key. Fair enough. There was really just nothing else to interact with, so... Cool, it's unlocked. Does this unlock the other door as well? Ah, it's both of them. Pog. Iron. Carbon dioxide, ammonia, water, ethanol, salt. Okay. Blue liquid. Red liquid. Very cool. Box is locked. Looks like you have to enter a passcode. Can only enter 3 numbers. E is enter and C is clear. Once you input this number, press E. If you mess up, press C. Let's give it a shot. I have no way of knowing what the solution to this is yet. There's a note on top of the table. 1, baby. Yeah, the numbers. What do you think this is a hint for? Maybe it's got something to do with this box? Okay. Something stinks. Is it coming from this bottle? It says NH3. Well, that of course stinks. It's ammonia. Okay. Junpei, do you think there are any slugs on this ship? Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them. What she's pointing at, the label states, NaCl. Salt, huh? Do you think 7 will shrivel up if we put it on? Hey, you say something? Clover is certainly seeming very active again. What's this? Looks like a can with a spray nozzle. It says CO2. So it's a can filled with carbon dioxide. Okay, well, those are all the things on that. Let's examine the other door. Anything about these hooks? I think you hang your coat here. There's a bunch of hooks. Okay. Let's see if, a piece of paper. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record? New material. How do you access the file screen? What did I just find? Okay. Combining items. Okay. Oh, the medical record? Here we go. A medical record, just everything said new, I got overwhelmed. A medical record found in the preparation room. It has records of the 2 mannequins. There's a male mannequin named John and a female named Lucy. The record shows each mannequin's total weight and the weight of their individual parts. Okay. So I'm just gonna go out on a limb and assume they've got the wrong hearts, because otherwise there seems to be no reason to label that. So we need to get John to 51 kilograms and Lucy to 53 kilograms, I'm guessing. So. What else is in here? Hello? I see. Huh. Hey, it turned red. Forget about that. Did you hear that just now? Okay, I was wondering if that, like, did something, but... The red light is on. Let's put in the blue liquid next. I'll put the red liquid back in the bottle. The blue light turned on. Hey, and I heard a noise. It sounded like something unlocking. Okay. It's locked. It won't even budge. Do you think this is the exit? Okay. Ah. Fake left leg. Cool, cool. No, nope. Red liquid. Oh, whoops. And this will, of course, be locked. It's locked. So we need to make purple a sink. The doctors and nurses probably wash their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious here. Don't you combine blue and red to do that? Is that not how you make purple? I have no idea how you make purple. Okay, there we go. Now that we've done them individually. I get it. You combine the red and blue liquid to make a purple one. Good job, Junpei. The purple light came on. I heard unlock. Yeah. Great. Very cool. Now, going back. Nope, going back. So, can we interact with you yet? Yeah, I'm trying to put... Do you want me to, like, combine these? Do you want me to find, like, all the parts first? Because I'm assuming the arm would be, like, in here, seeing as this is the only thing left. So, the problem is that I have no idea what this wants from me. You know, I have iron powder on the shelf. How do you know it's iron? The label says Fe. Fe stands for iron, right? Uh-huh. Oh, good stuff. Let's go for a drink. What are you talking about? I'm talking about that bottle. It says, yeah, it's ethanol. That's right. It's also known as ethyl alcohol. It's pretty much what booze is made of. So you're gonna drink it? Nah, I won't. It might say that's what it is on the label, but there could be anything in there. Also, just drinking ethanol doesn't seem like a great idea. Junpei, there's a... Yeah, there's that. Why don't you just say water? Okay. H2O. Fair. Salt. NH3. C is for car. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, okay. So, do we just like, so like ethanol is, do we go 6? Do we say ethanol is 6 because this has 2 and 5, or 7, sorry, because this has 2 and 5 in it? Oh, no. Hold on. Susie is... So, this is probably a digital root thing, right? So we go 9 ethanol. Ethanol is 9. Fet is 1. Okay, yeah. Sorry, so... What we're looking for is the ammonia, the ethanol. Ethanol is 9. And the... So dioxide, ammonia, ethanol. Ammonia is 4. So that's something 4, 9. Wait, CO2 is... No, that's water. That's not what we want. CO2 is 3, so it's... 4, 3, 9. I'm getting overwhelmed. 4, 3, 9? Oh wait, no. Do you then add those up as well? 4, 3, 9. Okay. So, do you combine it with the one next to it? Do you do iron plus carbon dioxide, so 5? This is something I should be writing down because I'm trying to keep 3 numbers in my head simultaneously here. Ammonia was what again? Ammonia's 4. So it's 3, 4, 9? Yeah. 3, 4, 9. So do we just add 1 to, like, 5, 4, no, it's 3, 4. So 4, 6, then you've got 9. Do you do 5, 4, 5, 4, 3? Also, no. Alright. Give me a minute here. What the fuck am I doing? Did I not just put that in? I guess I put them in the wrong order. Whatever. We did it. I guess I just fucked up the order because I was trying to keep the 3 numbers in my head. Alright, we seem to have everything.
You think we should go back?
Yeah, I think that's probably best.
Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that 7 wasn't following suit.
Hey, 7, what's up?
Oh, well,
He looked up at Junpei distractedly and then back down to the brown bottle he'd cupped in his large hands.
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it. Here.
In response, 7 tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it and twisted it around to read the label.
Ethylene diamine tartrate?
Yeah, that's right. CDT.
Okay.
What kind of medicine is that?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Junpei looked up from the bottle.
You remember something?
Yeah.
7 nodded slowly and spoke.
Well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory somewhere in America making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as an industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But a year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystals turn into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory had to just dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But
Okay.
it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal.
This is not true, right? This doesn't sound like it could possibly be true.
Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. It was like, man, how do you say it?
You mean like it was infected with a virus or something?
7 shook his head.
No, not like that. It spread like wildfire. It showed up in labs that were completely isolated from the rest of the world. It even started happening to crystals that were completely sealed up. It doesn't seem like it could have been a result of this stuff coming in contact with other samples.
Then...
Well, I guess it was some sort of information. Like, the crystals were transmitting this information all across the world somehow.
what information?
How to make a new crystal. Someone had to tell this stuff how to do it, right? Like he just whispered to the EDT in the tank, hey, if you do this, you can take in water molecules.
Come on, man, that's just... I mean, who is this someone anyway?
God.
Someone you can't see. Someone who exists all over the world.
You mean, like a god?
Or maybe the devil.
Okay. 7 grinned. As Junpei was trying to figure out what on earth he was going to say next. True, my man did just come up to me and was like, hey, did you know God's fucking with the EDT crystals? Huh? Like the fucking Walter White meme. God is fucking with the EDT crystals. Who starts a conversation like that?
Hey, what are you two doing over there?
Seven's telling me about the EDT crystal global malfunction or mutation.
Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
I was kind of interested to see what he was cooking there, to be honest with you. It seemed like he had more to give. I feel like he was really going somewhere with this devil is making the EDT crystals mutate theory.
Jeez.
You know, the first anecdote we were told about, like, the Titanic sister ship seemed very believable, though I made zero effort to fact-check it. But this one, man, somehow that seems a lot less believable. 7 looked at Junpei.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
What? How on earth could this possibly be useful? The fact you've said that means it probably will be, but, like, how could this information possibly help me? With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he'd just heard.
Information being transmitted invisibly. Could such a thing really happen?
Oh, I see. I'm not meant to be fixating on the crystals. I see. The foreshadowing element is the information transmittal.
Well, thinking about that crap isn't going to help me right now. We need to figure out how the hell to get out of here first.
He took a deep breath, tried to clear his mind, and followed after 7. Alright, good talk, good talk. Alright. Let's slam these body parts down. Okay, so we've collected the 6 parts of the medical mannequin. So the ones we've got must be for Lucy, right? Yeah, seems like it. I said let's give Lucy her parts back. Any objections? Nope, agreed. Alright, let's get started. Combine! There's a number on here. 51 kilograms? What's this? Is this the weight? Well, we just stacking body parts on it, so it makes sense to add that to the weight. Yeah, but that doesn't line up correctly. Lucy's meant to be what? Lucy's meant to be 33, and John's meant to be 31. What's John currently? Huh? There's some sort of lid on this thing. Why don't you try opening it? Can't, there's no handle. I can't get under it with my nails either. Yeah. I just kind of want to know what he's like. What does he weigh, brother? Oh, okay. Alright, I guess we're just interacting with... Whoops, there's a pipe. Yeah. Hey, nothing happened. That's odd. Maybe it's the wrong weight. Weight? Yeah, well, you know how there's a scale on the side of the bed? Maybe we need to get the scale to a specific number. How are we going to do that? I think we're supposed to swap her body parts with John's. Oh, let's give it a shot. The screen will display 2 medical mannequins. You can switch their body parts by selecting the part you want to switch out. Okay, I'm just presuming these are, like, wrong off the bat, because that just seems like something that would be the case. Close. I see. Indeed. Quite. Yes. There's obviously an easier way to do this than what I'm doing, which would probably just be to look at the medical records and math it out. But that sounds like more effort than I'm prepared to put in. Math's very hard. Hmm. We did it. Hey, Junpei, I just heard something. It came from John's operating table. We better check it out. John. Huh? The lid on the scale. Hey, it opened. Oh, I get it. It must have opened because we matched John's weight to what's on the charts. Yes. We did it. Let's get out of here, gang. Nope, this is the wrong way. Let's get out of here, gang.
Hey, hold on.
Junpei stopped, about to put the key into the doorknob.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh?
Junpei turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Oh, God damn it. Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Junpei left Seven at the door and headed back to the operating room. He found her standing next to the operating table. She was staring at the mannequin.
Hey, Clover. What's wrong? Come on.
Whoops. She didn't respond. If she hadn't been standing up and breathing, Junpei might have thought she was dead.
What are you doing? Did you want to come back here and say goodbye to John?
Why'd you say it like that? It wasn't the best joke, but it was something. An attempt to lighten the mood. Yeah, man. Great job. Great job. Clover didn't laugh. That's crazy. She stood still, stock still, and said nothing.
Hey, Clover. Can you hear me?
Perhaps it was something he'd said, or perhaps it was something else. Suddenly her mouth opened and she whispered in a dry, dead voice.
My brother might be dead.
It's possible.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
Suddenly the operating room felt very, very cold.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you?
He gave her a small shake, but she just still didn't respond. The silence grew heavier.
Let's just get out of here. We've got the key. Let's use it. That cool with you?
Yeah.
Clover nodded, almost imperceptibly. Still, Junpei was glad to see she was at least somewhat responsive.
Then it's time to go.
He put his hand on her shoulder and guided her to the preparation room. As they arrived at the door, she suddenly stopped.
I'm sorry.
What was this? Why was she apologizing? Junpei wasn't sure what to make of her. Was she emotionally unstable because her brother had gone missing? You know, I don't feel like we need to investigate this any deeper at the moment.
I'm really sorry. Just forget everything I told you, okay? Don't worry about it. Really. I mean it.
How could anyone pretend not to hear something like that? But something told him this wasn't the time to press the issue. Junpei gave her the warmest, kindest smile he could manage.
All right.
Thank you.
Would you like to hear about the EDT crystals? Would that cheer you up? Her smile was weak. It was almost painful to watch.
Damn, what the hell took you guys so long?
I was telling her about the EDT crystals. Seven looked up as they walked into the room, clearly irritated.
You playing doctor in there or something?
No, I was telling her about the crystals, dog.
Maybe. Jealous?
Seven avoided answering the question. They stood in front of the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key.
All right. I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, alright?
Fine then.
He slid the key into the keyhole and turned it. He felt it unlock. The door opened with a soft, melancholy creak. Beyond it lay a simple white hallway. There was no fanfare or confetti. Obviously, there was no one there to applaud them. They simply walked through the door. That was it.
All right. Let's get going.
Hey man, what's up with you? You're so serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
Do you have another anecdote to share with me? That might cheer me up.
Not really.
Junpei turned away from Seven and took his first step down the simple white hallway.
My brother might be dead. I'm going to be next.
Clover had told him only a few minutes before that her brother was probably dead. Well, she said might be, not probably, and she was likely to follow him.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
We found it.